Now, the National Treasury has once again lowered the country's economic growth projection for 2020, this time to 0.6%, a sign that the coronavirus pandemic continues to take a heavy toll on the country's economy. Growth is, however, forecasted to rebound to 6.4% in 2021, an optimistic projection that could largely depend on the handling of the COVID-19 globally and locally. Victor Kiprop reports.
The reality of how much the economy is hurting under the weight of the coronavirus pandemic is still dawning upon even policymakers, who now see the economy growing at below 1% annually for the first time in this decade.
Economic growth is projected at 0.6% in 2020 and 6.4% in 2021.
This is the third time the National Treasury has revised growth estimates for 2020, reflecting a sharper than expected contraction in the second and third quarters. Disruption of business operations coupled with the temporary tax cuts announced earlier this year also mean the government could miss out on its revenue collection targets, condemning the country to even more debt, including a 251 billion shillings loan the government is currently seeking from the International Monetary Fund.
The burden of benefits of use of resources and public debt should be shared equitably between us and the future generation. We cannot afford to overburden the future generation.
Our debt situation is highly sustainable. It's sustainable enough. We've never defaulted, and we can't default because about the pride and the integrity, I mean the dignity of our country.
With the debt servicing burden currently at 904 billion shillings and eating up a significant chunk of the country's revenues, pressure has been mounting on the National Treasury to seek a moratorium on debt repayments.
Asked whether we are in the process of asking for debt restructuring, no. Are we joining the DSSI? We have not made a full decision yet. Initially we said no, but we are still considering.
Some of the tax relief measures announced in April, including a reduction on corporate tax and value-added tax, will be reversed on January 1st. As the government looks to show up its revenue collections in the second half of the financial year. Victor Kiprop, NTV Business.